Hi, this is John. In this video, let us understand how tasks are being created and managed in Dovyo CRM. For that, move your cursor to the left side navbar where you will find tasks model. In this task model, you can categorize the tasks based on your business requirements. So before getting into this, let us move to the setup so that we'll understand what all things can be set it up using settings for task. Okay, so go to setup and you can see over here when you scroll down task. So in this task there are two things. Okay, custom status speaks of you can create statuses of your own for the tasks that you're going to handle or manage. Okay, so certain created status are here like cancelled, live testing, hold, documentation pending to live, etc. So if you need anything new as per your business requirement, you can hit on create and this will say that where this field belongs to, because a task can be created from project also, from customers too, and also from sales model. So here it says about where this field belongs to, either task or project. I'll give it as task, and category we have created earlier will be displayed here. So that is also taken. You can give a name, give a color code, and give an order as 0 or 1 or 2 or whatever, and hit on save. Your new custom status will be created, and this is the list page of that created custom statuses. So there is something more in the settings of the same. There are two things, general and status. So in general, you can provide yes or no categorization, like whatever things you want to make it as mandate, you can make it as mandate, or whatever things you want to make it as required, you can make it as required, and whatever things you have to set it as default, you can set it as default. So nextly, the status tab helps you to provide certain setups based on your business needs for the custom statuses that you're going to create. Alright, so once done, move your cursor to the left side navbar where you can find the tasks model. So here it is. In this task model, you can create categories. So I go into general and I'm going to create a task. So when I hit on create, it helps me to go to this page, that is add a new task. So here it says public. So what is public? If I set this task to public, it will be visible for all the staff members. Alright, so otherwise it will be visible to the members, I mean the staffs who are assignees or followers or creators or the administrators. So if I want this task to get billed, I hit on billable. So when I set this to billable, the task will auto calculate based on the rate types that I will give. So I'll explain that rate beneath. Otherwise the calculation is not applied. So when I hit on billable, I can see the rate type that is here. Alright, so hardly a fix it. So you can bill things accordingly. If it is not billable, the rate times will not come. So if I want to make any attachment related to the task that I'm going to create, I can choose a file, attach it. So I can give a subject line, I can give a start date and the expiry date, the due date for this task. I can set priorities like low, medium, high, urgent, anything I want. And if I feel that this task should be repeated, I can make cycles to get repeated. It may be a week or 2 weeks once, a monthly once, 2 months once, 3 months once, or if I want to set a period, yes, I can set a period of total cycles. If I click on infinity, this will go on and on. Alright, so if I don't want, yeah, that is not needed. Nextly, this is the most important thing. So this task is related to whom? So it is whether related to lead or customer or project or any of the sales model, proposal, estimate, invoice or contract or ticket or expense. So these are all the areas where I can create a task. Either I can create a task from here or I can go to that specific module itself, like customer or project or proposal or estimate or invoice, contract, ticket, expense. I can go directly to that module itself and I can trigger a task from there itself. When I create from there, it will also get created here. This is the main thing we have to understand very clearly. So from here I give it as a customer, so it will help me to know to which customer I'm going to create this task. So I'm typing in the customer's name, it will get displayed. I can give the name. So if I feel that I want to insert some checklist, yes, I can insert some checklist. And the tags here helps us to give a better understanding in short forms for the task that you're going to create. You can make any type of hints over here. Nextly, you can also make custom fields to get reflected here. You can add on custom fields too. And then comes description. Description is that you will give a brief or else like whatever idea you have in your mindset about the task, you can engrave those words here as a description, and from here itself you can review and print that. In edit you can do all the edit things, and in the formats you can do any kind of formats. Insert, yes, you can insert image or link, media, table, special characters, date and time, anything you want. If you want to do it in table, you can bring in tables. Yes, you can bring in tables too. Apart from that, you can make alignments, justifications, and everything here. Once done, you give save. So this task will be saved and it will get listed in this list page. This is how the created billable task will look like. So here it speaks of who has created the task, what is the task subject, and what is the ID of the task, in which category this task belongs to, and this is for whom, related to whether customer or lead or whatever. This is being displayed here, and this speaks of, you can make status over here, and this one is like you can set the priorities, and if you want to copy this entire task, you can copy the entire task. If you want to make this task as public, you can make it as public, so that anyone in your organization, I mean that any staff in your organization can view this task. But now it is in private mode, so that to whom you will be assigning it, only those people can view to this task. If you feel like I can invoice, I can make it as billable from here itself, you can invoice it now. You can hit on invoice, so it will be directed to where you can make the invoices. Okay, so this is the task overview tab. The task overview tab speaks of the general overview of all the inputs you have given. It is something here called as self-assignment. That is, when you create a task and select a branch. Okay, so let me explain. This is a self-assigned system. Okay, the selected branch will notify about this task, and any user of that branch can assign themselves. For example, I type in some branch, so hit on it and give notify. This task will be notified to that branch alone. For that entire branch alone, it will be notified, and it will be displayed for all the members. So when it get notified, so any user, alright, so any user of that branch can assign themselves, so that it will get assigned automatically to them, and only that person can work on this task, so that the task will be marked as public to that branch alone until someone assigned self or assigned manually themselves to this task. This is called as a self-assigned system, which is a beautiful feature by Dovyo CRM. And the next thing is like speaks of the descriptions. The provided description will be displayed here. And if you want to add any checklist, yes, you can add some checklist, right? And nextly, if you want to give comments, yes, you can give comments. You can add a comment here. If you feel like I want to give attachments for this task which is relevant, you can drop your files here to get uploaded. The timesheets. The timesheet speaks of which member of your organization has worked on this task for how many hours of duration. All right. So if you want to give notes, you can give notes here also. This is how the timesheet works. The activity log is something that each and every minute changes or minute work or minute details will be captured in this activity log. So the description will be provided, what is done for this task, and when it is done, the date and time, who has done it, that is, who is responsible for it. There are a few more things you can do in task, which is if you want to set reminder, you can hit on this tab and you can set a reminder. That is, this page here displays or describes the reminder that has been set. To set a reminder, move your cursor to the top right corner. You will see a bell icon, a reminder here. Hit on it. So give the date and time to be notified. Set reminder to whom. You can set that name. Give a description. If you feel that this reminder has to be sent on an email also, just check on it. Give save. Your reminder will be saved. It will be like this here. You can edit it and also you can delete it. So if you want to understand the customer information, you can get it from the contacts tab. It will say the name of the customer, the contact person of that customer, the mail IDs, the designation, the phone numbers, and the address too, with the map that shows the tagged address up here. So if you want to know or learn how many staffs or employees of yours has worked for this task, have they visited the person or the customer or the lead with regards to this task, and they have made any check-ins, that details will get listed here as with the name of the staff, check-in date and location, check-out date and location, and the duration of them. Also, if you want to bring out any custom forms, you can bring it out here, given the details, and save it. If you feel like I want to make billings for items alone. This is some peculiar feature we have in Dovyo CRM, which is like, other than billing for the entire task, I want to bill for the items of those tasks, for specific items of those tasks. Okay, so you can make those billings here with respect to items alone, which we call it as bill of materials. For example, if you are a caterer and you provide catering services as a business, and you want to bill not for the entire food item, rather you want to consider each and every ingredients into the billing. For that, you can bill each and every items up here. That is called as bill of materials or bill of items. For that, in the sales model, you have to add those items with respect to the quantity, with respect to the tax before or after, based on your business environment. Once done, you can add those items, you can get those items here, bill it accordingly, and you can get it saved so that it will also be billed. Moreover, when you create a task, timer gets displayed. That is that it helps you to understand how many hours the assignees of the task have worked in for this task. Right, there is two things to be noted carefully. One is assignee, another one is follower. Assignees are direct persons who are going to get involved in working for this task, called as assignees, whereas followers, you can keep your next boss, immediate boss, or your super boss as your followers. The only responsibility of them will be they will oversee what the employees of them are doing for this task. So the followers cannot start and stop the timer, whereas the assignees alone can stop and start the timer, because they are the one who will work on this task. All right, you can add n number of assignees, you can add n number of followers too. Also, this segment here speaks of on which date and time the task has been created, and what is the start date, what will be the due date, and all the custom fields, if we have given any, all those custom fields will get displayed in this section. If you want to view this task in PDF, you can hit on this PDF button so that you can view it in PDF. If you want to assign yourself, I mean, like, you are not assigned, you want to make yourself to get assigned to this task, you can hit on this to assign yourself. You can hit on this bell icon to create reminder. If you feel that this task has been completed, you can hit on the tick mark to get it completed. Moreover, on the three dots, if you hit on it, if you feel that there has to be some corrections to be made, click on edit to make changes and get it saved. If you feel this task is irrelevant and I want to delete it, hit on this delete and confirm the action to get it deleted. So let me show you a task which has been worked and how the timer reacts. Okay, so getting into it, you will see that these assignees have worked these many hours for this task. Right, you can see the statistics also for the same, and there's no followers assigned, so there are no followers of this task. All right, once the task is created and viewed, it gets displayed in this list page, whereas the list page speaks of ID, the name, and to whom it is related to. You can start the timer from here itself. If you want to edit it, you can do it from here. If you want to delete it, you can do it from here. And who are all the assignees? It will list all the assignees here. The status will get displayed. The start date, the end, that is the due date, the response time, that is based on the first timer. Okay, that is the first timer start, who starts the first timer, and the resolution time. Resolution time is based on when the task is getting completed. Okay, so the tags and the priority of this task, the category, what category this task belongs to. So, and all the custom field created will get displayed here too. This is the list page. So to perform refined search, there is something here as search. In this, if you want to find out the recurring task, you can hit on it and give search. The recurring task will get displayed. If you want to view only the child task, you can go for it. If you want to view all this, the public task of the child task can be displayed. But if you give child task, you cannot bring in the recurring task. Okay, you have to see to it. So if you want to see only the public task, it will include all the public task and it will search the entire task module and it will get it displayed. So if you want to find who is currently working on which task, you can check on this and you can hit on the search button. It will bring out the result as who and all are currently working on which are all the tasks. So similarly, if you want to find out the followers, if you want to bring in which task has been assigned for which assignees, if you want to search the task status wise, if you want to search the task created, the member created wise, and if you want to search the task for date wise, that is start created, start date, due date, completed date, so that your time period will get enabled And if you want to make any additional searches, like the tasks that you are following, tasks that are assigned to me, tasks that has been created by me, in what are the tasks that I'm not assigned, but in what are the tasks that is without any due date, everything, this search is like very deeper refined search in Dovyo CRM. So we can bring in n number of records by choosing or by selecting the search option. All right, so if you want to find billable or billed or not billed, anything, if it is related to which model, whether it is related to project, invoice, customer, estimate, contract, whatsoever, it will bring in n number of records based on the search inputs you give. Okay, so there is something more important. Bring your cursor to the top right corner and you'll find export. When you hit on this settings icon, it will help you to export the records, the task record, in Excel or also in CSV. These are the two formats that is available. And if you want to export all the records, hit on export all records, all pages, and choose the desired format you want to, so that it will export every detailed record into a Excel or into a CSV format that will give you it. Moreover, if you want to find or look into the task summary, here the task summary icon helps you to display the entire statistics of the task model. So how many got published, how many dummy are there, how many got completed, how many is not billable, including all your custom creations. Everything will get displayed here. You can also make bulk actions enabled for the task. Okay, so bulk action is just you can get it from status, from priority, from assignees. Okay, also from the tags you can make the bulk actions. Okay, so when you select all these, hit on select all, here it is like 1784 records have been selected and I want to perform some bulk action. Yes, you can do it over here. If you want to delete all the records, yes, you can delete it with prior confirmations. Okay, so this is how you can create and manage tasks in Dovyo CRM. If you have any further queries or doubts regarding this, you can approach a customer success specialist or an associate to get deeper insights of the same. Thank you.